And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Let me just go ahead and fix my camera there. There we go. It's a bit better. And welcome to the next episode of New Earth Tarot Live. Great to be with all of you once again. We're going to have some more fascinating Q&A today with tarot and also through higher self communication. So we're going to basically tackle some subjects that you guys want to discuss. So subjects that are semi-personal or general in nature. So remember, we don't do personal questions. Those are where private sessions come in for New Earth teachings. So again, just feel free to get your questions ready. We're going to do a couple of announcements this morning. But I'm looking forward to our broadcast today. So before we get started, we're going to go ahead and jump into our announcements.
The world's first spiritual rejuvenation technology in the form of modern everyday items has arrived through AetherX. AetherX offers transcendental healing products that work to detoxify, replenish, and restore you on a physical, emotional, and mental level. The Etherbed kit takes the form of a powerful rejuvenation technology that utilizes your own life force energy to restore organs, glands, bodily systems, the energy system, and replenish emotional and mental well-being. The Etherics card decks, the healing code cards, eliminate and detoxify physical, emotional, and mental conflicts within the body. 44 beautifully designed geometrical cards specifically designed to work on the major areas of the body, encouraging natural recovery and increased vitality. The healing code cards come in 3 different themes: the body, mind, and energy decks, each with their own specific design to renew and rejuvenate the body. Etherics apparel and accessories that offer comfortable attire and beautiful geometrical and image designs to detoxify, strengthen, and rejuvenate the body. Download our collection of free sample images and cards from our website so that you can witness the benefits of Etherics spiritual technology for yourself. Visit our website now at etherics.co and begin your rejuvenation journey with us.
Pretty awesome commercial, huh? That took a long time to create that commercial. So anyways, that's basically getting the point across. And what I'm just going to talk about here as part of our announcements is the Etherbed kit. So in case you guys don't know, Etherics has officially launched. Okay, so we're basically in our pre-launch. It's what I call the early bird campaign. Our official launch is February 1st, but we're basically in a pre-launch campaign right now. And I'm just talking to you guys a little bit about the Etherbed kit. Okay. Now, a lot of people all over the internet, and I've talked to them a lot for the past couple of years, have also talked about med beds, right? Where are the med beds? Are there med beds even coming out? Some people are creating so-called med beds. Is the Etherbed kit a med bed? It's the closest thing to one, yes, okay? And I can say that from experience because I sleep with an Etherbed kit every single night. My partner sleeps with an Etherbed kit every single night. We're both using it. We're both documenting our progress with it, and it is incredible. Okay, you're not going to regrow your limbs like an SSP medbed, but it really is as close to the real thing as possible. Okay, that was really my goal in creating the Etherbed kit, was to get something of as close to the excitement of a medbed into the public domain as possible. And that's what the Etherbed kit represents. So what does the Etherbed kit do? Well, it heals and it has healing and sleep mode functions. So there's 2 modes with it, right? So some people ask me in that sense, well, Brad, if my partner and I are in the same bed, can we both use it? And the answer is yes, right? You both activate it individually, right? So just like you see here in the picture, where you see that flower, that golden flower that's contained on the bed sheet and the pillowcases and the duvet cover, well, that's what you activate, right? So if there's 2 of you in bed, each of you do that individually, right? So here's Jennifer and here's Joe. Jennifer is activating the bed, all 4 components herself, and she's receiving it. Joe is activating all 4 components himself, and he's receiving it. And you both receive it individually, right? You cannot activate it for another person, but the person is able to go in and activate it for themselves. You can just show them how, and they can do it. It takes no effort at all, right? So it's Etherbed activate healing mode, or Etherbed activate sleep mode, and it's activated, right? So I've done a video on this on my YouTube channel, guys, and you can go ahead and you can check it out if you're more curious about the Etherbed kit, okay? But it is available right now. It's on Etherics.co. It's on Ethericsstore.com. That's just our store website. I am working to integrate those two websites together. But again, the Etherics website and Etherics store website is online. So, the Etherbed kit rejuvenates major organs, glands, bodily systems. It cleans the chakras. It cleans the energetic nervous system, meaning it cleans the meridians. Okay, it cleans the meridians of the body. It cleans the nadi channels of the body, the 72,000 nadis, or the 12 meridians of the body. It balances the somatic and psychosomatic conditions. This relates to prana and apana. Right? This relates to the idea of hot and cold within ourselves. It balances that out while you go to sleep. It has a concentrated healing function, which means you can talk to the bed. Right? So if you have a sore knee, if you have a bad back, if you have a sore neck, if you have a headache, whatever it may be, you're telling the bed to concentrate energy on that area, and it does it. Right? And believe me, I've tested it. It works really, really well. It balances your brain waves if you're in sleep mode, right? So it balances the beta, the alpha, the theta, the delta, the gamma. Everything's nice and balanced. You get a sound sleep. I have not had a bad sleep in the Etherbed yet, at all. That's how amazing it is. Now, here's one of the incredible things it also does, is it works with your Akashic records, okay? Even an SSP medbed doesn't even do that. So this works with your Akasha. It actually scans your body, it works with the infinite intelligence of your being, and it helps to clear away karmic debris that's ready to be let go of, right? Obviously it can't clear away what you're holding on to, but for certain things that can be released that often are creating chronic injuries with yourself, the Etherbed can help you with that, okay? It also dampens astrological malefic alignments, right? So this is talking about astrology. When we have malefic planets in our chart, and they're bombarding us when you're in the Etherbed in sleep mode, it helps to completely dampen that. It minimizes the impact on that. Okay, it eliminates pains, sores, aches, stiffness, and inflammation. So that's another thing it does. It assists with deeper sleep and vivid lucid dreaming. Okay, so guys, there's so much with what the Etherbed does, and so my goal is to get this kit out to the world as much as possible. And the good news is I'm going to be creating an affiliate program for you guys. So for you, if you have, again, a certain number of subscribers, you'll be able to sign up for this affiliate program, and you'll be able to make money off Etherics. Okay, so that is being worked on right now. I should have it ready no later than February 1st. Okay, but there's going to be an affiliate campaign, an affiliate program that you guys can sign up with. Like I said, there's a certain number of subscribers you'll need to have, but if you already got that, then you guys can be affiliate partners, and you can refer this to your friends, your family, and your subscribers, your lists, and you're going to get commissions off it. You're going to get commissions off sales. All right? So again, this is the closest thing to a medbed technology. I know it's a big announcement, but it's a big thing. Right? On the bottom left-hand corner here, you see the early bird prices. Okay, so the twin, the full, the queen, the king, and the California king. That's what's available. All prices are in US dollars and plus shipping and handling. So you got to add shipping and handling to those prices as well too. These are the early bird rates. Some people are asking me, Brad, is there a coupon code for this? No, you don't need a coupon code. Everything is already at discounted price. Okay, when February 1st rolls around, it'll be at regular price, which means you're just adding $20 to each of the sizes there. Okay, plus shipping and handling. So again, check that out, guys. Etherics.co, Ethericsstore.com. So, of course, newer teachings, distance healing by donation is available. I'm going to be going back into private sessions here in mid-January, so probably next few days, as well as 3 questions by email. That is also available. Tarot readings and higher self-communication, newerteachings.com. And of course, everything on the YouTube channel here is backed up onto Odyssey, so you can go into the video description, odyssey.com/@newerteachings, and you can check out our backup channel. All right, so enough with the announcements. We're going to go ahead and get started with our broadcast today. So we're going to go ahead and move into some questions that you guys have. Let me just grab a glass of water first. I got my tarot deck here. Okay, so people are asking, Brad, is it 100% cotton? Well, again, you have to remember that I'm not creating the Etherbed kit, guys. Like, I've put all the stuff into the Etherbed kit, but my supplier is sending out all these things. Now their current make is polyester. Okay, it is 100% polyester, guys. I know some of you are bummed out to hear that. I can't control that, right? This is again that local independent company in China. Okay, it's not the CCP that's creating this. It's a very good, loyal bunch of people, wonderful people, in a small independent company in China. I've talked to them. They're very excited about the Etherbed. They're very excited about what Etherics is doing, and they're happy to be a part of it. Okay, so they're good people. But like I said, it's 100% polyester right now. I have talked to him about that and said, are you guys going to be getting some cotton, cotton beds in that way? He says, well, we're working on it. We're working on it. So right now it's polyester. That's what they have available. That's kind of like the supplier of their suppliers, right? So it is polyester, but the good news is you can put cotton blankets around you. If you have a cotton bed sheet, just put it over the bed sheet of the Etherbed. You'll be fine. Okay. If you have the duvet cover, okay, put a small cotton sheet over yourself and then put the duvet cover over that and you'll be completely fine. Okay. So I'm also working on finding a supplier that has maybe a cotton comforter or a quilt or something like that you guys can also use. That's in the making. Okay, so it's taking place. But right now with the Etherbed kit that's available, yes, it's completely polyester. Okay, so it's breathable. It feels good. I've been using it, and I haven't had any problems. I've always felt very comfortable in the bed. Like I said, it's really the energy that just makes you so comfortable, and that's what matters. Okay, I know some people say I'm allergic to polyester. Guys, I've met people who are allergic to cotton. Okay, some people are allergic to cotton. Some people are allergic to polyester. You can't win. Right? It's somebody's going to be allergic to something. Somebody cannot stand something. So no, Brad, I can't do cotton. Right? I've had people in that sense. I can't wear cotton. I'm allergic. It gives me a rash. Okay. Or I can't have polyester. It gives me a rash. Okay. No problem, guys. I understand. I will do my best to try and get alternatives. When I do get alternatives, then this is where you guys can go onto the Telegram group. Okay. If you go onto Telegram and you just type in Etherics, so that's AETHERX. Telegram support group, you can join in. Okay, it's a public group and you can join in there as well too. And maybe I'll put a link later on the video description as well too for the Telegram group, and stay in touch there. And I keep everybody updated about the newest updates on the website. So if I do stumble upon anything like that, guys, I will let you know. I know a lot of you want cotton. Unfortunately, guys, you need to talk to the suppliers. I'm not a supplier yet. If I was a supplier, I'd get everything in cotton, right? Because I love cotton myself. But the suppliers basically have what they have. So I'm just doing what I can to work with it. Okay. And the supplier I have is the best supplier on the internet for bed kits. There's no one better than them. Okay. So that's what they got right now. And that's what I'm using. Anyways, let's get on with the broadcast today. I'm going to go up the top of the chat. So again, if you guys have an urgent question, or if you want to basically leave a donation and have a question that way, you can do that and I will get to your question. So donators who donate a question, you guys will get first in line. Otherwise, I'm just going to go down the list. Okay? So, this one here is from Samarjeet Singh. Samar says, hey Brad, when can we expect the stock market crash this year? Is there any particular timeline to when that may happen? All right? So let's take a look at that. Let's see if there's an expected stock market crash to happen this year. Well, if there is, it's kind of artificial, right? So this has certainly been kind of the situation with the past, is that the stock market has been having some highs and lows, okay? But I feel like if there is a stock market crash, it's going to be a very, very good thing, okay? So of course, as I've talked about, stock market crashes are always engineered, okay? To me, it feels like from what I'm getting here with this reading is it looks like the counter forces are just running everything pertaining to the stock market in that way. So it's not to say that it won't crash, but if it is crashing, it is all part of something that is trying to bring something better in. Okay, so there's a lot of takeover that's happening in regards to the entire world of currency. The entire stock market is changing. So as far as the idea of the old ways of how the stock market was, the people who are running it, the people who are administering it, a lot of that is changing as well too. So I think we're basically seeing an overhaul of the stock market. So I can't guarantee it'll be a stock market crash. I think there will be a plummet that will happen, but I feel it's more so in the idea of a stock market overhaul. And through that overhaul, there may be some plummeting times that will come together. But the goal here is to really clear out as much of the old fiat currency as possible and kind of put it into disguise of the new currency. Okay, so again, we're seeing the Knight of Pentacles here representing currency, representing positive times, transformation. So the stock market is transforming right now. So I don't really know if I can say it's going to be an abysmal crash, but something in regards to plummeting, just to get a lot of the old debris, a lot of the old corruptness out of the stock market is basically in the process. But again, as long as we have money, there really is always some type of issue with it. But from what I can see here from the reading, it looks like there's some new administrative heads. There's some new facilitators that are coming in that are basically looking to reshape the stock market. It's kind of like a Rubik's Cube. Everything's being shifted. So a stock market crash, I don't know. If there is one, it's in disguise, okay? If there is like I said, I'm basically going to call it a stock market overhaul. So I'm not seeing anything here of a disastrous card. Okay, I'm not seeing the Tower. I'm not seeing the Nine of Swords. I'm not seeing the Ten of Swords. I'm not seeing anything that represents a disaster card. I'm not even seeing like a death card or anything like that. It feels like whatever's happened in the past, there's been enough balancing relating to the stock market so it can actually start moving in a whole new direction. So it would be more appropriate to say a stock market overhaul. That's basically what I'm seeing right now. An overhaul of the stock market, a refitting of it, right? A refinement of it. That's really what's happening right now, okay? I think we've been through a lot of the plummeting through 2022. 2023, guys, it feels more like a grace year because I'm not seeing anything negative in that reading whatsoever. It's all very positive with what's happening with the stock market, right? So maybe this is the time, guys, if you want to invest. Maybe if you invest in silver, maybe if you invest in cryptocurrency, this may be the time. It looks like on the rise. Now, I'm not a financial consultant, okay? Don't consult me with this stuff. Just from what I'm seeing from the look of the cards, it looks like it's quite good. All right, let me see if I can tune into higher self-communication and see if there's anything else in that way pertaining to the rising of the new stock market. It is fundamentally true that the financial systems upon the earth are now moving into a new form of leverage. That leverage represents the idea of refinement, of reintegration. It is not going to be based upon the idea of currency coming out of thin air. It is now going to move into significant transitions of legislature that will slowly start to introduce much more legally backed assets and resources that will assist with the financial system that is to come. It is not something that will be used to serve the few. It will be something that will be used to serve the many. Therefore, the nature of the stock market taking place right now is all part of a new industrialization, a new incorporation, a new institution that is going to leverage and favor the nature of what is termed as the new financial systems. Therefore, that is what is taking place. It is going to favor much more into the idea of the new innovations relating to currency. And that is what is being appropriated at this time. And it will still run its course through the nature of the 2023 year, yet this is bringing about a larger bridge and cooperation relating to an overhauling, as it were, pertaining to the stock market that is taking place. It is not leading to the idea of only serving the few, but looking to serve the many. Okay? So that's what I'm getting for the stock market question through higher self-communication. Okay? So thank you, Samir, for your question. All right, we have a donation here for $10. Thank you, Doug. What was the FAA shutdown of the U.S. airspace? An operation of some sort. Was the FAA shutdown of the U.S. Airspace Force? Let's see if I can find, I'm not sure if there's an article on that. FAA shutdown. Okay. So this is basically the rhetoric that's being used on CNN, right? Cause of an outage under investigation. In a statement Wednesday night, the FAA acknowledged that a corrupted file had led to the outage, or confirming CNN's reporting. Our preliminary work has traced the outage to a damaged database file. At this time, there is no evidence of a cyber attack. Of course, that's their wishy-washy explanation, as we often know. So I just wanted to put that out there just in case some people don't know what this discussion is about. So why don't we take a look at that? So again, was the FAA shutdown of the U.S. airspace an operation of some sort? Okay. So that's the sanitized explanation. Let's see what the cards have to say about this FAA shutdown. And what was the purpose behind that? What was going on behind the scenes with that? Okay. Well, it looks like it was something of a hack. It was actually a hack, right? But it feels like it's something quite positive that is happening. It may be the idea of retrieving information. It may be the idea of shutting down an old system in that particular way, but it feels like this was a joint effort, something that was actually being done on planet and off planet. Okay, this may have actually involved extraterrestrial assistance or off-world assistance. So of course they're going to sanitize it. Oh, there's no evidence of it being a cyber attack or a cyber hack in that way, but it was. It's basically what was happening. And I feel, like I said, there's a balance of power at play here, right? So I feel like there's maybe some some shutdowns of, again, maybe attempted agendas that was taking place, right? So my guess here is that there's something taking place here relating to balancing out, maybe systems, maybe getting information, maybe retrieving stuff, maybe getting data dumps ready to happen, maybe, again, extracting information. Not getting too much information in regards to what it can be, but it feels like this is something in regards to an exposure, right? So maybe it could be the idea of a hack, a cyber attack that came in, and maybe getting and retrieving information, and maybe getting some dirt sheets on some people relating to that. Okay, so this doesn't look good for those who have been part of that FAA. Okay, so it looks like an assault on them is imminent. But I feel like this is something that is much more deeper, not just your traditional hack or your traditional cyber attack. It feels like it had off-world assistance. That's the kind of interesting thing. It's definitely a partnership. It's definitely a group effort that took place to make that happen. Okay. So what was the FAA shutdown of the U.S. airspace, an operation of some sort? Yeah. So that's the feeling. Maybe it was meant to prevent something, right? To prevent some particular type of agenda happening, or again to expose certain people. So that's really what I'm getting in a nutshell. But it was definitely everything that CNN says it's not, right? It's more than, there's no evidence of a cyber attack. There is. This was definitely a cyber attack. This was definitely a hack. This was definitely, in that sense, some type of extraction. And it was something that was being used in a group capacity and may have even had extraterrestrial off-world assistance to do. Okay? So Doug, that's what I can say on that. Thank you. I don't really keep up too much with the with a lot of the common, CNN-like events, like the narrative. So you guys have to kind of fill me in on this stuff, because I don't really watch that stuff. Really busy trying to make healing products for the entire planet. So you guys have to kind of fill me in on these things. Janine, when she comes... Oh, here's the good news as well, too, guys. Janine is coming on Friday next week. Okay? So January 20th, on the Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific, I will have Janine back on again. And I'll be making the announcement officially tomorrow on New Earth TV Live. But she'll be back, and we're going to do some more questions, because I know Janine's much more following a lot of these events than I am. I'm not really paying attention to a lot of these events because I'm not really interested in them. But again, I look at these things because you guys want to look into them, right? Okay. So let's go down the list here a bit more. Okay, another donation from Terry. Thank you for that. All right. Okay, this one is from Frederic. Frederic asks, I would love info about Ukraine-Russia war. Seems like it will escalate. Okay, so I've talked about the Russia-Ukraine war. I mean, really, it's not really a war, guys. Okay, it's more so of a cleanup. Okay? A lot of the media has been spinning it as the idea of a war. It's not a war, right? Because they're not actually fighting the Ukraine. They're fighting the corrupt that have utilized Ukraine as a proxy. They're fighting the underground of the Ukraine. It's not fighting the Ukraine itself. Okay? So this is why I say it's not really a war. It's much more in the idea that Ukraine pretty much belongs to Russia anyways. So it's the idea that Russia is going in and just basically cleaning it up, relating to the corrupt, the underground, the dark cabal that has been there. But we'll take a look at that and saying, is it escalating or will it escalate? What's the current situation between Russia and the Ukraine? Okay, and is it escalating? So pay attention with this, guys, because I know a lot of people ask me that, and they say, hey, if you want Brad to tell you about what's happening with Russia and Ukraine, come into this particular point here on this video. Okay? It's at rest, guys. It's not really happening anymore. Okay? Now, I'm sure they're going to get footage. I'm sure they're going to try and put all these packages together on mainstream media and maybe even some alternative streams in that sense. Oh, yeah, it's still happening. It's still raging. No, it's not. It's pretty much being put to rest. It's basically crickets right now. Okay? That's what's taking place in the Ukraine. A lot of things have been resolved. A lot of policy, I guess you could say, is being put into place right now to clean everything up. Everything that needed to happen between Russia and the Ukraine is pretty much finished now, right? So I'm thinking it's, from what I can see here, it almost looks like it's 100% over, okay? So there's been a victory, right? The counter forces have prevailed. And really everything that was dirty and despicable and underground pertaining to the Ukraine is already being dealt with, has already been dealt with. Okay? I'm not getting anything here that represents. Of course, there's a healing time for the entire country. That's what we need to do, right? Just sending lots of love to Ukraine. I think what we're going to do tomorrow in New Earth TV Live is we'll do a meditation, not just for Ukraine, but several different countries, right? We're just going to do I would say basically you choosing your particular type of country and just sending lots of love to it. But we will focus on a few of them in particular. We will focus on Ukraine. We will focus on Australia as well too. We may focus on South Africa. Okay, so we'll focus on a few countries that we feel really, really need more of that extra amount of love coming into it. But from what I can see here, there's a cleanup work. This is the near future. Okay, so there's a lot of cleanup work. There's a lot of transformation. There's a lot of new opportunities for Ukraine to get back on track again. Okay, but I'm not seeing anything here, just like the stock market, not seeing anything negative. Nothing negative with the Russia-Ukraine situation. It's done. It's pretty much finished. Okay, so I know the mainstream media is going to peddle it. Think, oh my God, the war is getting worse in the Ukraine. No, it's not. Right? Not from what I'm seeing here from the cards. Okay, and like I said, I think there's a big cleanup that has already taken place. And I feel a lot of it is actually starting to die down now, rather than the idea of it escalating. Okay. So I'm not getting anything in the cards about escalation. All right. Thank you for your question, Frederic. Okay. Okay, this one here is from Kim Thomas. Kim says, question, hi Brad, will internet commerce continue in a strong trend or does it change in the future? So internet commerce. So we could basically say like cryptocurrency and all that. Is it going to have a strong trend or does it change in the future? So let's take a look at the integrity or the strength of internet commerce. All right. Okay, so what is the integrity and the strength of internet commerce, and will it continue like this in the future? Okay, so it had kind of a sluggish start in 2022, right? So there was kind of a lot of overwhelming, overburdening, unsupportive energies pertaining to internet commerce. It was having a rough start. Like again, a lot of people were having problems with cryptocurrency, right? There was a lot of falls there. As we're starting to go into a recovery period now, okay? So it's now starting to recover a little bit more. It's kind of picking up from that kind of like a beating it got in 2022. And it's starting to move much more into a precious time, okay? So this feels like a precious time. So this is representing, again, that beautiful golden chalice that she's looking at, the crown on the top of her head. So it looks like it's going to start revitalizing itself a little bit more, pertaining to internet commerce, pertaining to cryptocurrency. looks like it's getting a good head of steam for 2023. Okay, it's starting to pick itself up. It's starting to get more support again. This is why I say again that I'm seeing more evidence of a grace year. This is what 2023 represents. It's the year of reset. It's the year of kind of just rebalancing ourselves. It's rejuvenating. It's also introspective, but it's also a graceful year as well too. I don't think it's going to stay that way, but at least right now, this is how it is. We're still going to have some shakeups, I think, as we get closer to the later part of the year. But right now, it feels like there's a graceful time. There's still going to be some challenges. There's still going to be some rough roads. But right now, we're kind of moving much more into a graceful period because we're seeing a lot more directness coming energetically into the astrological view of 2023. So it is much more of a graceful period, for sure. Okay? So near future looks like there's some new institutions for it, right? So there may be some new institutions, maybe written more into law, relating to the idea of maybe cryptocurrency, maybe having a bigger impact with it onto society, onto civilization, okay? So it feels like it has a bit of an uphill climb, but it looks like it is going to be gaining momentum. It is going to be gaining some traction, okay? So yes, I would say that basically we could look at internet commerce starting to further itself a lot more. And it's going to get strength, and I feel it's going to do quite well this year. Like I said, perhaps some of you want to invest in a cryptocurrency if you're not already. Maybe you're already investing in silver or anything of that nature. Stock market is being overhauled, and it feels like the financial internet currency is being overhauled as well too, and starting to make itself move upwards a little bit more with a little more strength behind it. But again, guys, I'm not a financial expert. Okay, so I know you guys just asked these questions just to kind of take a look at the outlook. I can't give you specifics of that. I'm not into finances. I don't really like finances. I use them and it's fine, right? I don't mind, being steady and secure and all that, but I'm not a guru when it comes to finances. That's just not my area, all right? So just kind of a heads up, but we can always look at the momentum about where things are going, okay? Thank you very much, Kim, for your question. All right. So let me just go down the list. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Good to see you here. Roberta, thank you for your donation. Okay. Hello from Sweden and Saskatchewan. Vancouver Island. Yay, that's where I was born. From Calgary, from Denmark. All right, so let's take a look at Fatima's question here. Fatima has a question about, is our food and water still being contaminated, right? Is there still efforts of them doing further contamination with food and further contamination with water? Why don't we look into that? Okay. Because of course our food and water has been contaminated. There's no doubt about that. Is it still continuing? Why don't we ask that question? Okay. You look at GMOs, guys. You look at pesticides. That gives you your answer right there. Okay, so is our food and water still being contaminated? Is it still happening? Is it escalating a lot more? All right, let's take a look at that. Okay, so yes, there certainly has been some shenanigans being pulled on food, as they're still trying to do that, right? This is the past, of course, representing that, but it feels like it's kind of like we're moving past that, right? I can't really speak for the United States because the United States and maybe the UK has probably some of the most poisonous foods out of any other countries, particularly USA, right? USA poison food is terrible there, right? Just nothing really grows well in the US, right? This is why there's so much demands for supplements for the United States. Canada has some of that, but they're not as bad as the US, okay? The UK has that as well too. So Queen of Pentacles here, so we're seeing this in the present moment. So there looks like there's efforts to clean that up, right? There certainly is an effort, like everything else, guys. It's as I've said, not a single stone is going to be left unturned. And so the food industry is looking to be cleaned up. They're actually, it looks like they're actually taking down a lot of these factories, these warehouses, a lot of these operations, because there's operations, there's black operations, black hat operations to poison food in that sense. A lot of these things have actually been run through a lot of these installations that they've been taking out. A lot of these deep underground military bases have actually been doing food experimentations, right? So a lot of the modification has been put together in these laboratories and these underground bases and military installations looks like they've been cleaned out. That's basically what's happening here. The entire installation for food poisoning is basically being destroyed. Okay. Now it's going to take some time, of course, before all of this is renewed. Okay, because there's still some people filling us with garbage and saying that, oh, just buy organic, and some organics are contaminated as well too. So like I said, this is where you have to kind of really listen to your intuition. If you're going into a grocery store and you're buying some lettuce or greens or anything like that nature, and you think it's okay, you have to really kind of do your research. You have to be discerning a little bit more, like I said, especially if you're in the US or the UK, just as two specific areas that are well known for despicable food contamination, right? Water contamination, everything in that way. So you need to be careful with that. Okay, so near future, looks like there is going to be some new balancing coming together, right? Something is happening, something is changing, but again, some people are still focusing on, I need to be careful with the food, and it's true, you do, but it looks like there's going to be some overhauling taking place. So we're seeing stock market overhaul, we're seeing cryptocurrency overhaul, we're seeing food and water overhaul. Everything is going into overhaul right now. So this again is actually a really good card pertaining to those who have been poisoning food, right? They're being destroyed, they're being dismantled, okay? But yeah, we still need to be very aware of what we are putting into our bodies, because a lot of it is pesticides, a lot of it is poisons, a lot of it is GMO, okay? And it's not just so much an idea where you can just go somewhere and thinking that food's going to be okay. You have to kind of be a little bit more discerning. Some people may just want to go to farms, go to farmers markets, right? They may want to start growing their own food. They might want to start having a garden. Those are great. It's exactly what we really want to do. And I know not everybody can do that. Then you have to be discerning, right? And it's kind of like what a lot of other people have been saying online about your food sources, okay? You have to be smart about it. You can't just go off, and especially if you're in the States or the UK, because like I said, those are two very big contaminated areas. Australia too, I'm sure, is one, okay? You need to do your research. You need to be discerning. You need to kind of work with your food as well too. Like I said, if you can grow it, or if you can go to farmers markets, that is always the best choice. All right. Thank you for your question, Fatima. Okay. All right, so this is one from Rebecca. Rebecca has another EBS question. Hearing EBS soon, even though keeps saying no. I know. Guys, with all due respect, like I've been hearing the EBS announcement for the past 3 years. Since 2020, I've been hearing it. And I've had people come to me and say, bro, I heard like there's an EBS supposed to have like next week. And here I am in like February of 2020. Yeah, there's supposed to be like an EBS next week. And then there's June of 2020. Oh yeah, it's supposed to happen in July. Nothing happens. Then 2021 comes multiple times. Oh yeah, EBS is coming. Nothing happens. 2022. Oh yeah, no, EBS is coming. Definitely happening this time. Definitely happen. Oh no, guys, I swear on a stack of Bibles, there's an EBS coming in 1 week's time in 2022. Nothing comes. This is why I keep saying, and it's not just me, Janine's been saying the same thing as well too, right? At least I think she is. Maybe I'll talk to her about that next week. But yeah, I know a lot of people say EBS is coming, and guys, you don't need one. You don't need an EBS. Everything is pretty much working as it needs to, because a lot of work is being done behind the scenes, but they're deliberately clandestine to that so they can get the work done. If we basically have information on their operations, that's going to spoil everything, right? So we'll look into it again. We'll look at another EBS. Is there an EBS coming very, very soon? But every single time I've looked at it, I was like, nope. Okay, so let's take a look again. Maybe something's changed, all right? Is an emergency broadcast system announcement meant to happen here in the next little while? Okay, are we meant to have an EBS happening here very soon? Okay, let's take a look. Nope. Okay, so this is representing the past, is that things are in motion, things are working, things are moving ahead as they need to move ahead. People are again still feeling very disgruntled and say, we need an EBS to liberate us. It's not going to liberate you guys. Okay, EBS is not your saving grace here. Everything that's happening right now is all part of great transformation through the society framework to bring about greater change. Okay. So again, we get our hopes set up in this way, But you're forgetting all of this abundance that you have around you and saying, work with yourself, right? It's the same message that I've been saying every single week, every single time I do these webcasts. Work with yourself, take care of yourself, transform yourself, shine your light throughout the whole world. If you are completely bombarded by problems, then problems are going to come to you, okay? So we're already moving ahead in a positive direction. There is no need for an emergency broadcast system announcement. There's no need. Do they have possession of it? Yes. Do they have access of it? Yes. Are they going to use it? No. Okay. Only if it is actually an emergency. But they don't need it. They're going well ahead. The counterforces are moving ahead. You could call them the White Hat Alliance if you want to. I call them the counterforces because they're not so white hat, right? But they're moving ahead at the pace that they need to, okay? We're moving in a very positive direction. In 2023, as I said, represents a graceful year. This is showing it, okay? We're seeing that. We're seeing a lot of work being done. Okay, there's a lot of overhaul. You could also say it's a year of overhaul. It's an overhauling year as well, too. So I'm not seeing anything here that would confirm the idea of an EBS, okay? There was some sort of disastrous card coming in and say, okay, well, maybe there might be. But no, I'm not getting anything about an emergency broadcast system announcement. And I've done these readings several times. Every time I've said, no, there isn't, I've gotten people mad at me. And then they gave me a time frame of when it's supposed to happen. Then that time frame comes. And like, well, guys, was there an EBS? Well, we're not going to talk about it. like, it's what I'm trying to tell you guys. It's not happening. Okay? And if it was happening, believe me, the cards would show me. Intuition bell would ring. So, okay, yeah, it looks like there might be something. There was a particular close call not too long ago where it may have come out, but it didn't, right? And I think that was back in like 2021 or something. Or maybe early 2022, something around there. But it's, oh, it's possible there might be something, but then nothing came about. Okay, so they only use that as a very last resort. If nothing's going their way, and if it looks like the Dark Cabal is trying to get a grasp and is succeeding ahead, then yes, they would do that. But that's not the case. The Cabal is basically going extinct, so there's no need for it, right? They're going to be working with the mainstream media to basically create new narratives, right? Again, it's a narrative thing. You know how I feel about that. For those of you who have tuned in every week, okay? But that's what they're using. They want to use everything that's already publicly available and giving little breadcrumbs here and there. Like I said, guys, this is like a coming of age. It's like a bar mitzvah for the entire planet, okay? Is helping you to outgrow the narrative. Because as long as you're in the narrative, you're in a box. If you're on a narrative, you're in the cage. If you wake up and you get out of that narrative, you have to ask yourself, why am I still attached to these narratives? They don't bring anything. They don't do anything for me. They don't do anything for my family, other than causing them to worry. They don't do anything for my friends, causing them to worry. They don't do anything for my coworkers, my boss. They don't do anything for them. Why in God's name am I still tuning into these garbage mainstream media networks that are constantly spinning the narrative on constant repeat? And it's not doing anything. What is it doing for me? It's causing me to worry. Why? Because that's exactly how these networks are engineered. They were engineered to create fear. They were engineered to keep you in a box. They were engineered to keep you in control based upon their own limited mentalities. And you're still baited by it, okay? Like I said, guys, those narratives are for the sleepers. You guys aren't sleepers, right? You can move on from those narratives. Just because you think all these things are happening in the world and you have to know every single thing, that's not the idea of you liberating yourself, okay? You thinking you know what's going on behind the scenes because you read a bunch of books, you watch a bunch of experts, you watch a bunch of mainstream media, and you think you know what's going on, you don't, okay? And that's not the answer. The answer is in here. As I've talked about, as I've shared so many times, you go onto my playlists, you look at prana transmission technique, release ball method, BCR technique, you do these things. And you start working with yourself and you set yourself free. My God, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, that's how you liberate yourself. Okay? You are not going to liberate yourself by watching CNN. You're not going to liberate yourself by saying, oh, well, I'm alternate stream. I'm Alex Jones. Right? I'm looking at these alternative experts. Nope. Not going to liberate you. You're still putting yourself in a prison. Why do you think they call it a prison planet? Because as long as you're attached to them, you're in a prison, right? You're not seeing the earth as being free. You're being attached to all this media. Doesn't matter what it is, mainstream, alternate stream, rebel news, whatever it is. It's still prisons. Okay? You got to get yourself out of the prison. You need to work with yourself. You need to harmonize your tendencies and go free. And that's the only way you are ever going to experience freedom. I can guarantee you guys that. And you guys can doubt and hesitate and disbelieve. It's, oh, Brad, come on. I'll do these narratives. I'll listen to everything. I'll watch everything. And believe me, I'm going to set me free. No, you're not. You're not going to set yourself free. You're not going to set anybody else free because you're filled with insecurities. You're filled with fear. You're filled with preparation. You're filled with defense. That's not going to liberate you at all. You want to liberate yourself, you look at what I've put on the playlists with those simple, free techniques that can help you out of it. That's the key, because that's what I use. And guys, I'm as free as a bird. None of this narrative attaches me at all. This is why I don't really look at this stuff. I'm looking at this stuff to let you guys know this is okay, this is what's going on, this is what I'm seeing on a heart level, through the cards, through spirit, to share with you guys. And with all due respect, I'm not trying to boast or anything. A lot of stuff that what I've shared, a lot of stuff that what Janine has shared, a lot of stuff in that sense of people that are doing the kind of work that we're doing are right, okay? And a lot of the stuff that people feel is happening in the narratives and all the stuff that they think is going to happen are wrong, because that's not what's taking place. We're shifting all the time. Your greatest source of all news, of all information, of everything representing knowledge is in here. Keep telling you guys that every week. Now keep telling it until more and more of you start doing it. Right, because that's the way. Okay, let's go down the list here a bit more. All right, here's an interesting question here from Martine Horward. I'm not sure if I can pronounce your name. I'll just call you Marty if that's all right. Hey Brad, my question is, are the deserts going to be green again? Okay, Martine. All right, thank you, Martin, maybe it's Martin. Okay, Martin or Marty, thank you very much. Let's take a look at that. Are the deserts going to be green again? All right. Well, not right away, but in times ahead. But we'll take a look at what the cards have to say here. A greening effort for the deserts. Okay, so are the deserts going to be green again? Not for as long as the current regime is still around. Okay, that's basically the answer to the question. So, do we have the technology to do it? Absolutely. We can green technology. We can green deserts within a matter of months. Okay, it's not a problem. Maybe in weeks. Okay, we have that capability. We have that technology. There certainly is talks about making the deserts green. So this is the idea in that sense of refreshment, rejuvenation. What's holding it back is the current regime. Okay. Even if it's still a small presence, it's still a presence. They can't be here, okay? They have to go. Their entire framework has to go. The way that everything is still set up, even though there's overhauls happening, doesn't complement the ability for the deserts to be greened yet. We have to completely take down that infrastructure and build something new that complements new technologies, because that technology already exists, to go ahead and green the deserts, okay? So we have the capability of doing that, but right now it's on the shelf right now. Okay, it's here, it's sitting on the cupboard, but we're not able to pull it out just yet. Is it going to happen in the times ahead? Yes, we are most definitely going to see the deserts getting green again. Right now, that's just not the time frame. Okay, this is why again 2020s, this decade, represents a cleanup decade. Okay, and I know a lot of people want to see, oh my God, I'd love to go see the Sahara Desert transform into a beautiful forest again. Well, we have the capability to do that. We can do that, right? But because of the current regime, because of the current framework, because of the current infrastructure, it's not complementary to that yet. That has to change. So it's kind of like a caterpillar that wants to become a butterfly, right? Well, it has to go into cocoon, right? It's in its cocoon stage right now. We can't just cut open the cocoon and try and get the larva to come out when it's not ready. It's not ready yet, okay? So there's still some more time in the cocoon here. So we're cocooning all of these things. Once the butterfly emerges, then yes, we'll have a whole new infrastructure that will complement the ability of greening the deserts. Okay, what I'm doing here with Etherics, guys, is completely uncanny. It's not something that complements the current infrastructure, and this is why I'm kind of doing it grassroots. at this time, but I'm going to be working to make it a lot more mainstream. Because I'm going to have all kinds of questions. So, okay, Brad, give me a minute here. You're telling me you just put this bed kit together with sacred geometry on it, and a person just goes ahead and lays down in it, and they're completely rejuvenated. Is that what you're saying? That's exactly what I'm saying. Well, Nike's not doing that. Reebok's not doing that. Lululemon's not doing that. Under Armour's not doing that. And here you are doing that? Yeah, exactly. So I don't know what the imprint of Etherics is going to be on the planet, but this is exactly what I'm looking to do, is I'm looking to help people heal. And what is making that technology possible is through you. Your own life force, your own prana, is your own source that is going to improve your healing, improve your health, because we have neglected the power of what's right here, the solar plexus. The solar plexus is your ocean. It is the reservoir of prana in your body. It's your battery, in the best way to put it. And so as we're using that to restore ourselves through the Etherbed, and for the other inventions that I'm going to be creating, a yoga mat, a new clothing line, okay, other forms of accessories and apparel, a regenerator mat as well too. I'm going to be creating a lot of things. I'm going to be creating things around the home so you can turn your entire house into a healing center. Okay? That's my goal. That's what I'm reaching out to. And it's not conventional in any way. Okay? It's not the mainstream media. It's not what's hip. It's not what's cool. It's not what's trending. Maybe one day it will be. But that's exactly what I'm putting my energies to. Is that I'm helping to, in my own way, change the framework. Change the way that we think about the clothes that we wear. We can actually wear clothes that heal. It's what I'm wearing right now. I'm wearing a t-shirt that heals. Okay? I'm creating a bed kit that heals you guys, because you guys are healing yourselves. That's what the technology is doing. It's using your own prana to heal yourself. It's going into your own intelligence to do this work for you. But it's you doing it. That's the great thing. Okay? And I would love to see this go worldwide. That's what I'm doing. That's my goal of Etherics. My goal for Etherics is to make it $1 million company so that I have the resources necessary to go anywhere in the world, and now here is the Etherics print on it. The imprint is all over the world, and I need your guys' help to do that, because this is why you guys can be affiliate partners. This is why you guys can be vendors. You can be distributors of it as well too, and you're helping, right? And you're getting part of those resources as well too. So it really is a group effort, but that's what I'm attempting to do. Everything in regards to the Etherbed kit is the closest thing to a med bed that there is. I can pretty much guarantee you guys that. It's not an SSP med bed, but it's the closest thing to a med bed that there is, because it's a spirit med bed, right? And anybody can use it as long as you have the kit. Whether you have any kind of bed, it will fit, okay? And it works. So that's an example I'm giving, is that yes, we have the technology to green deserts. Yes, I have the technology that if I have the means, I can get you guys to get an ether kit and put it on your bed, and every single household in Canada, in the United States, in Europe, in Asia, in Australia, everywhere, can receive the benefits. That's my goal. I want everybody to have an ether bed kit. I want everybody to have this technology so that they're healing themselves, right? Am I going to get some repercussions from people who are in the medical industry? I don't know. Right? Because I say, well, guys, I have free samples. I have the Etherbed trial symbol right on etherics.co right now. You can go and download it. You go ahead and print it out. You put it on yourself, and you try it out for yourself if you don't believe me. Okay? That's why I'm offering the symbols. That's why I'm offering the free samples for you guys. So if you don't believe me, you go ahead. You print out the free sample. You try it for a night, and you let me know how you feel. I've had people who have healed their stomachs. I've had people who have healed their headaches. My partner has healed her root canal from sleeping in the ether bed, right? She was her dentist was basically telling her that she needs a root canal. And I said, no, we don't need that. You can heal your teeth yourself, right? And so she started sleeping in the ether bed. She started turning it on to sleep mode, and now her tooth is completely better, okay? Is that going to piss some dentists off? Probably, because they had a big paycheck they're waiting, but who cares? It's not about making money off people so you can get to, I need to get this person a root canal and really hurt them and make their body worse than it was. But hey, at least I get a big paycheck out of it. No, right? If we want to get complementary abundance, help people work with them, renew them, refresh them, rejuvenate them, rather than saying, oh, I'm going to just pump you with a bunch of pills. I'm going to punch you with a bunch of medication. So no, I don't agree with the pharmaceutical companies or the medical companies at all. And this is basically me making a message and saying that now you guys know about Etherics. You guys already know, a lot of you already know about the healing code cards. You know what that can do for you. And the Etherbed is even more powerful. It's even stronger than the healing code cards because I've made it stronger than the healing code cards. I am going to be updating the healing code cards here in a little while so that they're on par with the Etherbed. The Etherbed is new coding technology. It's new spirit technology. I have not used it in the healing code cards except for the 2 cards in the energy deck. Positive polarity collector, negative polarity receiver. That's Etherbed technology right there. Okay. All the other cards don't have that yet, but they're still powerful. They still work very well. But I'm going to be upgrading them. And that doesn't mean you guys need to buy new cards. You can still keep the same cards that you have, but they're going to be updated. Okay? So it's like your computer. You don't need to buy a new computer when it's updating, right? Just updates, software updates, and it's done. Well, that's exactly what's happening. Spirit software updates to the cards. So you'll get them. Okay? So if you have the cards already, you don't need to go buy a new deck. Keep the same deck that you have, and you'll get updates. Okay? And it's going to be on the par with the Etherbed. All right? But right now, Etherbed is the more powerful technology. Absolutely, without a doubt. Okay, Ellison, thank you for your contribution. So yes, to answer your question, deserts can be greened, but it will take a little bit more time. Okay? We have to renew the infrastructure. Okay, so this one here is from Ian. Ian says, hi Brad, can you look up on the immigration situation in the UK? Okay, situation with immigration for the United Kingdom. Let's take a look at that. Okay, let's take a look. Looks like it's getting better. Wow, it's really good. Okay, looks like laws are going to be changing. Looks like regulations are going to be changing. So immigration for the UK looks like celebration here, guys. Right, we got the 3 here, so we're getting the idea of transformation taking place. We're getting the idea of new alignment. We're seeing unification coming together here. Here's another 3. Okay, so I'm getting 6, 3, 3, 8. Okay, behind the scenes, it's moving in the right direction. The United Kingdom is really going to be starting to turn things around. It looks like it's really, really a bright, shining day here, right? So this is appropriate for the sun. It looks like a new dawn is happening for the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom is moving by leaps and bounds. Last week I was talking about the idea of Prince Harry, right? Where he's not the actual prince. It's a doppelganger. And that he's basically meant to expose a lot of the royal secrets. Right? That is being about a doppelganger. So this is going to move forward in a very, very positive way. We're going to see some big changes taking place within the UK. So in regards to their immigration, it looks really good. It's a big thumbs up here. Okay, so they're moving in a very good direction with the idea of immigration and many other different facets within themselves. So UK is moving in a very positive direction. That's great to see. Thank you for your question, Ian. Okay, so this one here is from Sonia. Sonia says, let me just, before I go to Sonia, just want to make sure I don't have any other donations here. Sometimes they hide on me. No, just from Ian's. So Ian, I got your donation. Thank you for that. So, okay, let me just go back to where it was. So yeah, Sonia was asking about the political situation for Denmark. Okay. So Sonia will take a look at that. What is the political situation for Denmark right now? Okay, political situation for Denmark. Weren't you the guys that were pulling out the pots and pans and banging them around the legislature when things were getting bad? So I think that's all you guys have to just keep doing. Just get out your pots and pans, start banging around the legislature. Start banging them around the government buildings. That'll get their attention. So as long as you keep doing that, I think you'll be good. Okay, political situation for Denmark. It's getting better. Oh my God, this is great. Guys, there's no negative readings today. This is so great. A lot stronger, okay? People getting stronger. Transformation is taking place. Transitional government is taking place. There is massive abundance in Denmark. Denmark is really turning things around. Even if it's not apparent right now, it's going to be here very, very shortly. Okay, you guys are getting ready to move into a whole new direction. Okay, grace here. This is what I'm seeing constantly. Guys, I got so many positive readings today. It's amazing. Look, it gives me all this golden background here. Positivity. Look, guys. Positivity. 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 Okay? You guys are overflowing with it. Okay? And you're moving into a very, very positive direction. Once again, right? Being the romantic knight. Okay? Looking to get to his lady, right? Just stepping over this little moat here. But it's not going to be a big moat for you guys to step over. Denmark is going to exceed by leaps and bounds. Okay? You guys are in good shape. You guys are going to do really, really well. Like I said, if it's not apparent right now, it's going to be very, very shortly. Okay? You're moving in a whole new direction. A lot of things have been overhauled. It's no longer in the idea that something is foul in the state of Denmark. No, something is beautiful in the state of Denmark. All right? Denmark's going to be doing really, really well. Okay? So I've not seen anything there of a negative orientation. Okay? You guys are really cleaning yourselves up, and you got a wonderful future ahead. Okay? Very good. Let's move on. Okay, this one here's from Terry. Terry says, "Hi Brad, I was watching an astrologer who claims March is really the new year. We were informed to enjoy January and February because March is about to get really freaky. What do the cards say?" Okay. Well, he's right, or he or she is right. Okay. Okay, I didn't see if it was male or female. But no, but they're right. Right. The idea of the zodiac is that March starts the year. Okay. So basically we could look at March 21st, right? So the sign of Aries, starting on March 21st, that is technically the new year. So they're absolutely correct about that. Okay. Now it's going to get freaky. I don't really know what they mean by freaky. They have to be a little bit more specific. Oh, March is going to be freaky. What does that mean? So I don't really know what it means by freaky. Freaky by their standards. Freaky as in things are changing. Things are unique. So why don't I go ahead and do a reading for the month of March? Okay. So why don't I do a reading for the whole world for the month of March and see if anything's freaky happening. Okay. So what is the momentum for the month of March here of 2023, which is by definition the start of the new year? All right, let's take a look. Okay, well, I mean, like I said, there could be some things happening. That's true. But again, as we kind of look into the beginning of March, we can see again that there's opportunity, there's changes, there's transformations, there's new... It's kind of like pulling away curtains that have been hidden for quite some time, okay? So I think it's a curtain pulling month for sure, okay? So there's going to be some surprises in store. I think it's going to basically just show you that there's many different things happening, okay? And people are still trying to find out where to turn their head. So it's an explosive month with a lot of events that are going to take place in March. Okay. In the behind the scenes, though, this is very good. These are the idea of veils. Remember, as I've talked about in the past, guys, where you have the two actors on stage and say, "Oh, this is what you citizens need to do. Oh, yes, and this is how you can be good citizens," and blah, 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 blah. Then all of a sudden, there's some shuffling behind the curtain. And then they're starting to see the curtain open. And they look and they go, "Oh, my God, let's get the heck out of here." And they ditch. Okay. Well, that's exactly what's about to happen, okay? The curtain is about to be pulled open, okay? As that curtain gets pulled open, there's going to be more exposure. But this exposure is a very, very good thing, okay? It's representing transformation. It's representing new communication. It's representing new realms of thought. It's representing a big shift that is going to take place. So March, if that's what he means by freaky, then I guess so. So, and I think this is going to basically put daggers in the end of all those who have been pulling people's strings, because I think we're going to see some more big revealings taking place. Some of it may be displayed publicly, some of it you may have to dig for, but nonetheless it looks like some big revelations are about to happen for March. We've often referred to as the Ides of March, right? So yes, it looks like March could be that time where we could see, I wouldn't say if it's freaky, but revealing. Yes, I think we're going to see some revealing times for March, right? And it's fine with me because, like I said, I'm born March 22nd, so March is my year, my month. and starting my year in that way. So, yeah. But I don't know about freaky. That's just their perspective. But revealing would be my word. So March will be very revealing. That's what I can put. All right. Thank you, Terry, for your question. All right. How are we on time, guys? I think we're going to do maybe about 2 more questions. We're going to wrap up. I'll be back tomorrow, guys. So I'll be back for New Earth TV Live, because I know we have a lot of viewers here for the Thursday broadcast. But remember to tune in to Friday as well, too, because we're going to do meditation. We're going to do distance healing, and we're going to do Q&A. Okay? Tune in for the meditations, guys. It's really, really good, right? Meditation on a mass level makes a difference. And same thing with distance healing, right? I'll be doing a few individuals, and then we'll be doing it in a group. Okay? Very helpful as well, too. Very much like what I do through New Earth Teachings already with the distance healing by donations. Okay? So if I don't get around to you tomorrow, you can donate, and I can do one on you. Okay, let me go down the list here a bit more. We're going to do 2 more questions, and we're going to wrap up. Yeah, H. Anderson says they're already greening the deserts in the area of Dubai. Yeah, I'm talking about more so worldwide, okay? I'm talking about wherever there are deserts on the entire planet. That's what we're greening. And what they're doing is they're doing the primitive way, Anderson, okay? And I'm not talking about the idea that, oh, they're just starting to do some overhauling and construction and cleanup in that way. Okay, that's fine. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about things that can actually be done within a matter of weeks, where they can actually run water through the deserts, where they can actually start to part the sands in that way, and they can actually start to excavate, and you can actually start to see vegetation growing from under the sands and actually being able to part. It's advanced technology, right? We have the ability to green every single desert on this planet within a matter of weeks with the advanced technology, whether that's using scalar, whether that's using zero-point energy, whether that's using, again, advanced growth of vegetation, right? It's the idea of changing the weather. Okay, we have all of that capability. And we can move those together in mixes, and you're going to see the deserts going green here very, very quickly. So what they're doing in Dubai is kind of the primitive way of doing it. It's great that they're doing it, but like I said, I'm talking about all the deserts all over the world. Okay, we have the ability to transform all of those deserts very, very quickly into lush green forests. Right, that's the capability that we have, but it's not being debuted because it's not suiting the infrastructure yet. So. But it's great that they're doing that. Fantastic. All right. Okay. So let me go down the list here a bit more. Okay, Doug Hartman says, what about all the desert animals being fully adapted to the terrain if the desert gets green? Well, the whole idea is even if we're looking at a desert, a lot of those animals can basically survive in tropical rainforests, or in the idea of tropical forests, right? There may still be some desert areas that will preserve habitats. Okay? I don't know, guys. I'm not Mr. Blueprint schematic guy and say, okay, well, here's the Sahara Desert, so we'll leave this little corner here for the scorpions and the spiders. They'll want that. Okay, and let's put more of the greenery over here. I'm not the guy to talk to you about that, guys. You need to talk to the people when we get to that point who are interested in greening the deserts. Okay, talk to them, and I'm sure they'll be aware of habitats and all that stuff. Okay, but I'm not the guy to talk about that. Right? I'm not the guy who says, okay, guys, you know what? Next week I'm gonna go fly over to the Sahara Desert and I'm gonna green it all. Then I'd be the guy to talk to. Okay, so save those questions for the people that are gonna do that, just not to me. Okay. Let's go down the list a bit more. Jan says, Brad, I couldn't print out the free PDF sample Etherex, but I printed it out from a screenshot. No, I would say not. Don't get screenshots, guys. Just, like I said, just download the PDF and take it to a print shop. Okay, if you guys don't have a printer or you're having difficulty with your printer, just go to a print shop. There's even print shops online that can do it for you. Okay, try and get it into a nice, attractive-looking, full-color symbol. Okay, and I'm talking about the Etherex free trial symbol. I've had the same questions when people were printing out the free sample cards for the healing code cards. So, Brad, my printer's not very good. I don't know how to work with my printer. No problem. Go to a print shop. Or if you have a friend who has a printer, get them to print it out for you. Guys, there's always options. It doesn't mean you have to be the lone wolf here. Okay, ask for help. Right? If you have your next door neighbor who's happy to give you a printout, ask your next door neighbor. If you have your husband, your wife, your kids who can give you a hand, helping you to print this out, do it. If you have to go to a print shop, do it. You have options. You don't need to come to me to ask how to print these things out, guys. You have options before you. Weigh your options. Find out what works best for you, okay? But try to print it out in its genuine PDF format, okay? That's just the best thing I'd recommend. Okay. Okay, Terry Freeman. Didn't I just answer Terry's question? Oh, this is another Terry. Okay. Terry says, can you answer my question? Please scroll up if you missed me. Terry Freeman. Okay. So Terry, if I missed your question, then basically just post it again down below. Okay. Terry says, I sent you 2 super chats. I haven't got it, Terry. I don't see your super chat here at all. Okay. So I got one from another Terry. Okay, I got one from Ian. I got one from Terry. Okay, here we go. Now I can see it. I had to scroll up a lot more. Okay, so Terry says, does Obamacare still exist? And will they still take benefits out of disability benefits? Do we have to have medical insurance? It's a little too many questions here, Terry. Let's try and keep it to single questions, okay? So let's take a look at Obamacare. Does it still exist? Okay. And will they still take benefits out of disability benefits? So let's ask the cards. We have to kind of make questions appropriate for the cards. You can't just ask a whole bunch of questions because those are different topics. And the cards kind of like to focus on a single subject, okay? So does Obamacare still exist, and are they still taking benefits out of the will they still take benefits out of disability? All right, let's go here. So let's take a look at Obamacare. Sometimes I don't see your super chat, guys, so you just have to remind me. I'll scroll up and see if I can find it. Sometimes your super chat is hidden on me, which is weird too, but it does happen. Okay, let's take a look. No, I'm not really getting the feeling that it exists anymore. I feel like it was scrapped quite some time ago. So the idea of Obamacare in that sense has basically been scrapped. I don't know what the Medicare that you guys are getting. Okay, I'm not American, I'm Canadian. So, but basically what I'm saying is that there's the idea of it feeling like it is still there, but if it is, it's been buried under a lot of stuff, and I feel like it's basically been phased out, okay? It feels like your medical care is just really, really complicated, okay? So maybe there's an effort in the times ahead to simplify it. So this is representing new opportunity, okay? So I'm not seeing anything in regards to Obamacare, but I'm seeing the idea of new opportunity for new growth of a new medical system that's coming about, okay? So it looks like action is being taken place right now. So there's a confirmation here. Something new is going to take its place. Something that's not so controversial. Something that's not so convoluted. Something that's not so complicated. Are they taking benefits out? I don't know if they're still taking benefits out. Because like I said, I don't think it's Obamacare. So as far as Obamacare goes, no. Because that's not really Obamacare from what I'm seeing here. It looks like something new is being planted. It looks like a new harvest is about to debut here. So I think we may start to see something unfold for the American people relating to maybe a new form of medical care, new form of medical system that's about to come together. Maybe it will have certain elements of Obamacare with it, but as far as Obamacare goes, no. I'm not really seeing it in this reading. Something new is going to take its place, okay? So I can't say of your current medical benefits in that sense, is it taking certain things out of disability? I imagine it is, okay? But not in the form of an Obamacare. Right? So, do we have to have medical insurance? For right now, yes. Right? For the idea of the Americans, yes. Okay? But I don't think it's going to last that long. I think that there's something in place, something is looking to come together to take all of that out. Okay? American Medicare is just, ugh. With Canadian medical care, it's very, very different. But with you guys, it's running with insurance companies and all this stuff. It's nasty. So I'm thinking that is going through an overhaul right now. That's a stone that's about to be overturned. Is it happening right now? Not right away. Is it in the process of happening? Yes. Okay. We may start to see it coming about in 2023. Okay. Thank you for your question, Terry. All right. So I had 2 Terrys, and I think that's probably why I got confused. All right. Let me go down the list here a bit more. We're going to take one more question, then we're going to wrap up. Okay. I start a desert answer things, and like everybody's talking about the desert. Well, let's try and keep at least one desert. Guys, it's not up for me to decide, or I don't think it's really up to anybody here in the chat to decide. Whatever happens in regards to the course of time that will happen, accept what takes place, right? If it's the idea that there's more opportunity for lush forest and beautiful greenery and opportunity for civilization to expand in those areas that were once deserted, I think that's a wonderful thing, okay? Let's just see what the times ahead bring. As I know right now, other than Dubai, there's nobody else greening the desert currently, okay? So let's see how things go when the times come. All right. Okay. Okay, Terry says they're saying I owe them over $2,000. I just got the notice, and they said they're withholding my check for 2 months. So this is referring to your medical care in that way. All right, I understand. So like I said, whatever's happening is that there's something new that's going to take that place, right? And like I said, I don't have an exact date for that, but it feels like 2023, and it's definitely time, or especially the United States, to get a new type of medical care, because what you guys have been going through has been ridiculous. Okay. Okay, I think we're going to end this with this question here. Painted up art with Janos, okay. How are online businesses going to change? Okay, so let's take a look at the idea of online businesses. Are online businesses going to be the norm? How about we look at it that way? Because if we're asking that question, that's a little too broad, right? What's ahead for online businesses? Are online businesses going to be the norm for the way that we access goods and services? Okay. Are we going to see a much more larger escalation with online work, online businesses? Okay. Let's take a look at that. Okay, in time, it looks slowly and surely that everything's really just going to be online, right? I don't even know too much about the local businesses in that way. I think local businesses will still be around for a while, but it looks like there's a time of change here in that sense. I think there's also going to be some new innovations where you're not having to wait a day or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 days, that there'll be a lot more local delivery options. So if you're just basically going online, you're ordering something, boom, it's here within like an hour. It's here within like 2 hours. That's really what's happening. I don't think it's just Amazon that's doing it. I think they're going to start getting other companies to do the same thing, where they're basically trying to create this innovation where they're trying to make all businesses just the online form, and you just order something and boom, it's at your door very, very quickly, okay? So this is kind of the balance of what they're trying to do, right? So they're trying to balance that out. They're trying to move into a new form of convenience where online businesses are able to get you things very, very quickly, right? Same day. Right, so it doesn't have to be 2, 3 days, a week, 2 weeks, etc. Right, like with me, right? When I got the healing code cards, I got so many orders, and I'm still fulfilling orders as well too. I'm not Amazon, right? I'm personally fulfilling them myself. My partners also helped me quite a bit, but I'm attempting to get around to all of them because there's been so many orders. The Christmas time got hit so hard with so many orders, so I'm still catching up with Christmas time. But this is not always the best thing for local businesses that want to be around, okay? So there's a bit of a tug of war here going on, but like I said, there's always the silver lining in the middle, okay? So like I said, I think really this is also opening the door for a lot more entrepreneurship, innovation in that way. So yeah, that's basically where the world is going, where everything is really just going to be online, as long as you're like in the big metropolis centers, right? If you're kind of in the small towns, small cities, probably not so much. But the big major population centers, yes. That's really what they're aiming for, is to try and get same-day delivery and all that stuff. Okay? All right, thanks for your question. All right. Okay, let me see here. I think we'll end with Yogi Bear's question here. Can you get a read on the future of trucking and infrastructure? Okay, so how are things going to go with trucking or trucking infrastructure? Maybe delivery infrastructure as well too. This will be the last question we'll end on. So again, guys, you have to remember, no personal questions, okay? I don't answer personal questions on this webcast. personal questions, you book a reading with me. All right? So let's take a look at Future of Trucking and Infrastructure by Yogi Bear. See what comes up. Yeah, looks like trucking is still going to be going strong. Okay, so maybe there's some new infrastructure that are being put in place. Maybe they're going to get like some new technological trucks or something like that on the road. Maybe there'll be some opportunities for new routes for trucks in that way. But abundance-wise, it looks like it's doing well, right? The trucking business is booming, right? It's doing very, very well. And of course, here in Canada, we always respect the truckers because we have the Freedom Convoy, right? So truckers are always much more respected now, I think, than they've ever been, thanks to that Freedom Convoy. So again, it may cause some certain hiccups for demand. I think demand will be pretty big for the truckers as well too. But I feel like there may be a bit of a snag period for truckers here. It feels like there's something happening here. Maybe it's something with union, maybe it's something with corporations or something of that nature. But it looks like there's something here relating to a bit of a snag relating to truckers. Maybe it's the idea of getting more money or not being paid enough. But it looks like there may be a kink coming up here for a lot of the truckers markets. So maybe there's some type of big union dispute happening or something of that nature. Okay, that's what I'm really getting. Overall, it looks like their infrastructure is getting bigger, but there's a snag ahead for them that they have to kind of deal with it. And it may represent more money, finances, something around those lines. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody, for your questions today for New Earth Tarot. Again, I'll be back next Thursday for New Earth Tarot Live. And tomorrow I'll be back for New Earth TV Live. Again, we'll be doing mass meditation, distance healing, Q&A. Okay. Next Friday, there will not be a New Earth TV Live because I will be interviewing Janine. Okay. So Janine will be back next Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific time, and it's going to be on Zoom. Okay. It will be broadcast here on YouTube. But if you want to join in that, make sure you're clicking on the Zoom link. Okay. And after the broadcast today, I'll put the link for Janine for the Zoom link onto the video description, okay? Right after I'm done going off the air here. Thank you, everybody. Great love and great appreciation to all of you. Thank you for participating. Remember to check out Etherics.co, okay? Check out the Etherbed kit. It's amazing for someone who personally uses it. Not only have I created it, but I use it every single night when I go to sleep. I have never had such better sleeps in my life. It's amazing, all right? So make sure you're taking advantage of it. I've also just added PayPal into the Etherics website. It was not available yesterday. It was giving me some hiccups. And so now PayPal is also available for those of you who like PayPal, and a lot of you don't, and that's okay. Otherwise, you can pay through debit and credit card as well too. For the Etherbed kits, remember that the prices that are on the website are the discount rates, okay, and everything's in US. Plus, you have to pay shipping, so important for that too. Remember that. All right, guys, take care, and I'll speak to you again tomorrow. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Namaskar, and may it be well with you. Bye for now. Thank you very much for checking out the New Earth Teachings YouTube channel. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And you can check out the websites, newearthteachings.com, where you can order a private session, 3 questions by email, EQ method, and a lot more. And you can also check out healingcodecards.com, where you can grab your mind deck, your body deck, and of course the brand new Body Deck Special Edition. All of these are available in digital editions as well. And you can also get a shirt just like this through healingcodeshop.com, where you can experience the healing codes in apparel form. So feel free to check out these websites. Thank you so much, and I'll speak to you again in the next video. Be well.